Good day, everyone, and welcome back to Clean Cut EDC. Today, we are unboxing a modified Spyderco. It's a very famous Spyderco that's been out for a long time. We're not doing a full review yet. This is just unboxing today. We will just take a first look at it and see what do I think about it, and then later on we will do a review. And I also have other plans for this knife that I will discuss in this video. This knife is a modified Spyderco, right? Not modified by me, unfortunately, but from the person I got it from. We have the paperwork here from Spyderco. I do like the boxes of Spyderco. It's not overly fancy or anything like that. You know, it's nothing like a pickled steel box, which is just next level awesome and professional. You know, it sort of does seem a little bit cheap, but there's just something about it that, you know, when you see it, you know, something cool is coming. And that part I really like from these boxes. The actual box itself is not great. Packaging itself is not great, but the vibe it gives you, the sort of feel it gives you, that is fantastic. Got some paperwork here. And this is a value folder from Spyderco, and maybe you guys can already tell what's going on here, but maybe not, because it is modded. It is modified. Let's take a look. Let us take a look. Whoo-wee. What is this? What is it? It's a Spyderco Tenacious, right? And it is modified with an Emerson style opener on the blade. Yes, please. Now, the blade is going to look a little bit different than it usually would, and that's okay. So this knife is basically, it's brand new, right? But it's basically brand new, but it's modded. So I've from the person I got it from, they modded it and turned it into a Emerson style opener. So the idea with this, for those who don't know, is that when this is in your pocket and you pull it out, this is now for a left-handed person, it will catch the corner of your pants pocket, you know, the pants pocket, that corner. It will catch the corner, and then when it catches the corner, it sort of helps to flip the blade open. So essentially, you are almost taking out a fixed blade, basically, right? Because while you're taking the knife out, it also opens. So there's no secondary process needed to actually flick the knife open. Which, you know, I actually do like to flick the knife open. It's very much part of why I carry a knife. So for that reason, it's not really. I won't exercise to actually open this knife with that Emerson opener. I would rather just slide it out the pocket and then flick it out. As you guys can see, the Spyderco is still sort of a little bit breaking in. And yes, I enjoy it. I think it's just first impressions. Obviously, you know, this action is not the best. It gets better, but it doesn't run on bearings, so I do have grace for it, you know, because I'm very much used to knives running on bearings, being a budget fan, but in the sort of, you know, support of good companies like Honey Badger, but also very much pickled steel, definitely pickled steel, you know. Those bearings, they're fire when it comes to action, definitely. And I do know that, you know, the washers can also break in very nicely and give you that sort of just a crisp opening. So for that reason, you know, I do trust that it will just get better. One thing I do have to say right off the bat is, except for the modification, is that it is definitely well built, right? I've handled some Spydercos before, and I've always, you know, holding them in hand, I've always had a premium feel in hand. That's just something that no one can take away from Spyderco. But the prices can be very, very overpriced. You know, right now for this guy, you'll be paying around 1,600, 1,700 rand. Yeah, from certain stores, you know, if you can manage to get it secondhand, then that's fantastic. But from certain stores, you will be paying around 1,650, 1,700, which is about how much in dollars? I think if you say, you can probably say it's like very, very close to $100, right? So that's like $95. That's just, now I'm talking about in South Africa. If you're in America, obviously you have different places. There's no, you know, the import price and costs and all of that doesn't really affect it that much. I do know that this knife is in fact made in China, and yeah, I think pickled steel has definitely proven that the Chinese market is taking over completely, both in quality and price. No, USA made is better. Is it though? Is it really better? I don't know. I don't know. We like to say that it's better, and we like to think that it's better, but is it better? I don't know. This is about as good as it gets, and yeah, not with regards to materials, but with regards to just the bolt quality. This is pretty damn good. Love all the standoffs. That's fantastic. I know there's a lot of people who don't like it when there's a lot of standoffs. I'm not one of those people. More standoffs you give me, the bigger backspacer you give me, please do. I definitely want that. Also cool how the lanyards hold is sort of filled with a just a metallic piece there, and it also acts in fact as a spacer or standoff. Skeletonized liners, very cool. We'll do a full review as I mentioned. 4-way pocket clip carry, so very user friendly. Yeah, you can definitely, as a lefty, that's comfortable. As a lefty, this is definitely a good option for you. So very nice. Yes. Blade steel HCR. Don't know why I struggle opening this. There we go. HCR. Yeah, let's be honest, we're kind of moving away from HCR now. So it's still not it's not terrible still. It's just not. Yeah. I want to see less knives with HCR and more knives with like 154 cm. That's sort of the way we should be moving right now. Or 14 C28N, or even maybe VG10. If you're gonna go for rust resistant steels, then those are the sort of steels we should be looking at the moment. So, and moving towards. So yeah, I know that all those steels are fairly well used on other knives, but yeah, man, give us a Tenacious in 154 cm. That will be a pretty sick knife. I do prefer the original blade style and shape. The original shape is basically from this tip right here all the way to this tip right here. So a straight line like that. And probably I've seen it already, but I'll just put it up. It's just this triangular shape. Yeah, so this triangular shape. And they sort of turned it into more of a spear point blade shape. More spear point, standard to drop point modified blade shape. Very cool. It does work great, I'm guessing. Let me just test that quickly. So I just tested it in my pocket, and it does actually work pretty damn well, this opener mechanism, which is quite interesting. This is something that Spyderco has done before. This is after market modification. It's not the way it came out, but there are Spydercos with an Emerson mod on them, and I do get it. I do get why you would do that. I just personally, don't really use a knife for self-defense or need that quick of deployment. I would rather be satisfied with deploying it if this knife will ever break in properly. There we go. Nice. So deploying it by myself. Nice G10, like this green. It's like this forest green G10, and it's very nice, very comfortable in hand to hold. Definitely love the jumping, man. Spyderco's jumping is about as good as it can probably get. It's quite aggressive, not gonna lie, but with this way the blade sort of causes a thumb ramp, as many Spyderco knives do, and there's another one coming on the channel. Yes, it does in fact it does in fact sit well. It's not super aggressive on the hand. You get a nice grip on this knife for sure. I definitely hate all these holes in my scales. I can't take that. That's just the worst for me. I really get annoyed at that. I love it when knife companies do something like this, where they want it to be able to switch over. So it does need the slots for that, but they do fill it with screws. And I know a lot of people complain, and they're like, "Nah, man, I don't want like 50,000 screws in my scales." But there's ways to work around it. For instance, here we have the Honey Badger, which in fact actually this pocket clip can slot in behind the liners there, and be ambidextrous in that way. So it's not like there's any empty holes or anything left behind like that. Do I think that people need these two pocket clips or these two spots for pocket clips? No, I honestly don't. I don't. And to be honest with you, if they would have covered these holes, it would look pretty damn plain. So they definitely need to work on just starting to make it tip up all the way around. I mean, who carries a knife tip down? You know, the only people who carry a knife tip down are tip down people. It's just, there's no reason to carry a knife tip down. It's just not practical. So remove that. Let's force people to be tip up people, right? Make the knife community great again and force people to be tip up people. And then find a way to make this more awesome. For instance, you know, maybe use a bigger pivot. Maybe do something like a pivot collar. Yeah, I would like that. But anyway, all in all, it's not terrible. Um, it's okay. This is obviously left-hand sided, so I definitely need to switch that out. And boom, there we have it, as easy as can be. Switch it out from the left-hand side to the right-hand side. And now it even flicks better. So that's great. Definitely works fantastic as a, you know, for left-handed people. If you're going to go LinerLock, this is maybe a good option to consider. Very easy to access this decompression or to decompress the liner, you know, from the other side because it has this large cutout here. So you can get in there quite easily and, you know, with your left hand, open and close this knife quite easily. Scoop, pocket clip, you know, pretty standard for Spyderco. And being a budget Spyderco, I expect nothing less. High ride experience, which I don't mind personally. A lot of people freak out when a pocket clip is not deep carry. And I definitely understand why. You want that concealability, right? But for me, I just don't care. I don't mind. High ride experience just means I get more on the knife and can take it out of my pocket quicker. So yeah, but anyway, good lockup. Yeah, I have to say honestly, just the build quality of this is phenomenal. It really is good. You know, is it worth the price? Good. We'll see in the review, but right now I don't know. You know, I have to test it out. I have to use it and abuse it and see what it can take before I can say if it is worth the money to buy this new, right? Good liners, thick liners, and the durability on this guy feels very strong. It actually feels very comparable to the Pickled Steel Berserker, which is just one of the best feeling knives, you know, from Pickled Steel. One of the most premium feeling knives from a more budget knife company, you know. Yes, love it. You know, these flat screws. It's T8, T6, and then the pivot is T8. So quite standard. Yes, but let me go out there and test this knife more, and then I will give you guys a full review on it. Cut test. Definitely need to work on that edge. Yeah, I will have to work on that edge, but for now it will do just fine. I'll maybe use it a little while, and then I will put another edge on it before I start comparing it to other knives. What I would like to do is I would actually like to do a video on the Spyderco Tenacious versus Pickled Steel Berserker. Yes, even maybe, you know, Pickled Steel P-Bomb. So if you guys have made it this far in the video, I will definitely ask again in the review, but maybe in the comment section, let me know what knife you would like to see go up against the Tenacious in a, you know, a battle out, a challenge. So yeah, we're not going to compare Spyderco to, for instance, Pickled Steel or Honey Badger, but because to be honest, you know, Spyderco's been in the game for just too long. It's not, you know, going to be comparable. But yes, I would like to challenge the Tenacious with some other knives, maybe the Honey Badger, a Honey Badger knife, or maybe a Pickled Steel knife. But I want to keep it like LinerLock, you know, G10. I want to keep the materials as similar as possible and then compare the knives from there. But yeah, so let me know, guys, if you have made it this far in the video. Please let me know what knife you would want to see the Tenacious battle from Pickled Steel, if you can. If there's some other knives like Rakes or Honey Badgers or, you know, Gerbers or something that you want me, or Kershaws that you want me to compare it to, then please do that. But a lot of people are interested in the Tenacious, and I understand why. But I also think that maybe there is better alternatives out there. All in all, fantastic knife. Definitely going to use it a lot. And yes, love the modification on it. But guys, for now, have a knife day. And remember that no knife means no life.